pitched Get Delicious to the guys at PBA 30, there were two restaurants that I really wanted to have in it. This is one of them. This is Son's Place. We're on DeKalb Avenue and Hurt Street in Inman Park here in Atlanta. And this is the resulting legacy of Deacon Burton. Deacon Burton is the most famous fried chicken proprietor in the history of this city. Deacon Burton was fried chicken, and when Deacon died, his restaurant was split into two halves for the family. This is the resulting restaurant that stayed open. It's closed, and this is a Zagat rated meat and three classic black soul food restaurant, and we've lost it. Places like this don't reopen once they're gone. The neighborhood will find something else to put here. It'll tear it down, they'll put some lofts here. That's the way it goes. Not getting delicious here anymore. Now you're in for a treat. This next place has a super friendly staff and possibly the best country cooking in Atlanta, all nestled in a small, noisy brick building on the east side.
My name is Sharon Carver, and we are at Carvers Country Kitchen, and we've been here since 1992.
What do we got going on right here?
Right now, we're getting ready to put the breads in the bread box for the lunch.
You got your cat head biscuits?
We've got the cat head biscuits, we've got the cornbread, and we have the cheese bread, and we have the jalapeno cornbread.
Sure. So this grocery, as it was a functioning neighborhood grocery.
It was a nice little store for a corner grocery for the neighborhood at the time.
Sure.
But then the business started to die down and die out. So we said, let's open a country kitchen.
We put in a little deli in the back. It just started growing, and it just kept on growing.
It seems like it's worked out okay for y'all, hasn't it?
Oh, it's worked out great.
The building's been a grocery store for most of the last 100 years. The previous occupants had a butcher on the premises.
Back in those days, they said he'd sell bologna, 10 cents worth of bologna, and you couldn't carry it out. It would be so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Sawdust on the floor.
Sawdust on the floor, yeah.
You have to have a butcher with no fingers.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the way it was in my grandfather's grocery store. Saws ran all the time, sawdust on the floor. The butcher only had a couple fingers.
Hey, there you go. There you go.
That was the sign of a good butcher at the time, yeah.
That's right.
Since the kitchen's so small, a lot of the prep work is done out in the restaurant. Work starts at 5 a.m. here and continues until the doors open. Gravy. I'd wear gravy underwear if they made it. James has only been working here since February, but he was a customer long before that. Now he's an escapee from the corporate world.
Working here was a 180-degree turnaround for me because prior to doing this job, I was an IT administrator at a local magazine here. So I've always been a foodie. I've always loved food, and having an opportunity to work here is like
awesome.
Getting the hard knocks from one of the best people in town.
Exactly. Getting dusted up by a pro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I like the ambiance of the place. I mean,
Sure.
it's just. It's communal sitting, seats. You have to sit with people you don't know, and I think that's great because you have to strike up a conversation with people. But the food was bar none. The reason I came here every day.
Mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was like, I used to tell people, like, this is the kind of food you wish your mom had made.
I'm going to get mac and cheese.
Okay.
Sweet potato casserole.
Do you see the same faces, or are you seeing a lot of new folks coming through?
We see a lot of the same faces. We have a few regulars that show up every morning almost at the same time. Occasionally we'll have some new people show up. We can always tell because they're kind of like not sure how to come in the door, how to order and everything. But everybody that comes in usually comes back. They'll be back either that week or the next week, and they usually have somebody else in tow with them that has never been here before.
Sure. This is a popular place. Very popular. They open at 11 a.m. and by 11:30, there's a line out the door. It seems like this place has become legendary in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And why do you think this place is so important to the food scene?
Well, because I think we got the best country cooking in Atlanta. Our meatloaf is probably #1, and then our fried chicken and pot roast, our barbecue, and our catfish fillets is probably our 4 best sellers, and our chicken pot pie.
What's your favorite?
Well, I like it all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have the Dolly Parton fried chicken breast. Can't resist.
Someone else who likes it all is Atlanta artist R. Land. In fact, he liked it so much, he married into the family.
The Dolly Parton fried chicken, I think, is why the majority of people come here. And the Coca-Cola cake, always a must grab.
Cheese bread.
Cheese bread, and even the casserole is as simple as you might think the whole broccoli casserole thing is. I wouldn't eat it anywhere else, but I'll eat it here.
I used to sell real estate years ago, and this is much more rewarding and much more satisfying and more fun.
Why do you think that's so?
I think it's because you meet so many great people, and they love what you do, and they're just so excited when you give them their food, and they get so excited. It's gratifying to find people that really enjoy what you do. I think too that how many places in Atlanta still do home cooking?
Well, fewer and fewer.
Yeah, and they're dying out. It's a dying art form.
Absolutely.
Because there's so many younger people that really probably aren't interested in this caliber of food. And if they do like to cook, they want to go into the high-end gourmet.
Well, I think part of it has to do with your operating expenses.
I think that's probably a lot of the reason a lot of restaurants don't stay in business very long is because the overhead is so high, and they just...
They just don't account for it.
Thank you, Peter. They just can't go.
Yeah.
One of the things that's funny about Carvers is I can bring up Carvers to 95% of the people I know, and they don't even know where. I mean, unless I tell them about it.
Sure.
But then when I come in here, the place is packed out.
I know it's kind of a catch-22. You want everybody to try it, but you also want to keep it to yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in here many times after 1 o'clock, and they've run out of my favorite stuff, and I've had to settle for other things that are completely amazing, but you know, not exactly what I came in here for, and that's okay because I'm just glad that they've done good business.
This is my favorite country restaurant, hands down, but it's hard enough just to get in the door sometimes. So don't all rush down here at once, and let's just keep this our little secret.